Paris is Burning, directed by Jenny Livingston, documents the collective rise of the ballroom community, which follows African American and Hispanic gay men, as well as drag queens and transgender women during the mid to late 1980s in Harlem, New York City. Both passionate and thoughtful, the documentary explores themes of identity, gender, and sexuality in America. Critics and audiences consider the film to be an influential piece of cinema that reflects the historic rise of individualism and pride of the LGBTQ community. Shown through exuberant ball competitions, contestants follow a specific category or theme and parade a runway to which they are judged on their dance talent, aesthetics, and the authenticity of drag. Within these balls, houses compete to win trophies through dance battles and walks which birth the growth of the dance forms voguing and whacking. Popularized by mainstream icons such as Madonna, Beyonce, and Queen Latifah shown in their music. Drag is a performance art where individuals adopt an exaggerated female persona through costumes and makeup and is a form of expression that is rooted in creativity. It is a focal point in LGBTQ culture as its history revolves around the tenacity and resilience of individualism. During this period of time in the mid to late 1980s, the LGBTQ community in America faced crucial challenges but also solidified its progression. However, the rise of the AIDS epidemic, which disproportionately affected gay men, led to increased stigma and violence, ultimately seeing a backlash against the gay rights movement from the religious conservatives. The film highlights the efforts and struggles of the ballroom community and showed that houses and balls worked as coping mechanisms as they gave the members the needed sense of belonging. In 1972, Crystal LeBeija founded the first house, the legendary House of LeBeija. The ballroom community has been around since the 1920s. However, it was marginally white-dominated for the white audience. The first ball for Black and Latino queens was hosted in 1962 for the safety of the people of color. Eventually, ballroom culture became all about queer people of color. It became a safe space from judgmental gaze. Livingston's film brought the underground subculture to the surface. Jenny Livingston, a white middle-class Jewish filmmaker, wasn't able to relate to each individual personally. However, being a non-binary lesbian, the LGBTQ community could trust her vision, as she was able to gain funding from the film, which was tricky to manage at the time. Audiences suggested that no one wanted to pay to see the film, as the people with the decision to greenlight were straight white men. Ultimately, they did not want to see it, nor understand the reception it would gain. Paris is Burning proved to the world of cinema that the impact of the LGBTQ culture was greatly received, further than just the community itself. Livingston honoured the drag queens on the big screen. Conversely, within the advertisement brochure for the documentary, it was described as a film about prostitutes, welfare, and messengers. It undermined the individuals featured in the documentary about positive representation. Shortly after the release, the film made upwards of $4 million. Harvey Weinstein's company Miramax sparked conflict about compensation, as only $55,000 was split between the cast based on screen time. Jenny retaliated soon after by promising to give funding to the ballroom community after the release. Some people may still argue over Jenny's exploitation towards the community, as the main cast weren't actors and desperately needed money. To this day, Jenny still receives backlash from some people in the ballroom community, as Livingston did not fully illustrate the understanding and recognition that the community deserved. Her response to this was that filmmakers don't change the class system, we comment on it. This sparks the question, do filmmakers have to be detached from the subject of their art? The ballroom community, which largely consists of queer people of color, highlights its extrinsic discrimination due to the stereotypical views of gender and sex. Paris is Burning is both progressive and empowering to future generations of the LGBTQ community as a whole, despite the stigma surrounding. Today, the film's impact can be seen notably through gay culture. For instance, RuPaul's Drag Race and constant spread of gay media entering the mainstream. In due course, the film remains its fierce and relevant force, retaining core values of self-expression and community. Within today's society, heteronormativity is still the main assumption and is still naturalized. However, queer directors such as Jenny Livingston, Greg Araki, Gus Van Sant, and Todd Haynes instill themselves as icons into the LGBTQ community. Indiewood contrasts Hollywood in its representation of the gay community. Instead of downplaying sexuality in advertisements, Indiewood takes pride in it. Fast forward to current cinema, films such as Moonlight, Queer, Brokeback Mountain, Call Me By Your Name, and many others retain mainstream audiences, highlighting the community's progressiveness towards queer cinema.